Welcome to the Damn Opinion Podcast. Spoiler alert. Listener discretion advised. Can you play the drums like that, James?
Totally. Oh, God, I haven't played in so long.
You couldn't do that? You couldn't just out of the blue, just boom, 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 boom?
I probably could, but I would miss. It would take a couple tries to get it right.
I want to see that. That'd be entertaining.
Especially since it's, what, a 3-second clip of... Yeah, and when it's that short, you really got to get it right.
Yeah.
You know,
it
there's
would
no
take a couple
chance.
tries. It would take a couple tries. I'm
Did
not gonna pull it off on the first try. I can tell you.
Did you ever have like
repetition,
a drum moment when you were out there, like when in a band? Did you have a drum moment like this is my moment?
Yeah. What is your
drum moment?
Well, first of all, hold on a second. This is Damn Opinion. Don't think you're anywhere else. You're not on the drum podcast.
This is not Foo Fighters or Dave Grohl.
Right. But this is Mark Montgomery,
Random question.
Bill Craig, and James Smith. James Smith is a former drummer. I think that he still plays
With himself.
drums. Yeah, exactly. So what was your biggest drum moment ever?
I don't know. It's not like I was in a Motley Crue band.
You were in a punk rock band.
We had, it's drum solo time.
You never like went off. You never threw sticks into the audience, hit somebody in the eye. You never did any of that?
Well, sometimes I would throw sticks, but I was young and poor. I needed those sticks. I can't just throw them away.
Yeah, but the other thing is, like, sometimes it's just a groove, and you're like, well, believe it or not, it's not going to be an exciting story, but we were just in the groove on this one song.
Yeah, there's lots of times we'd be playing, and you're just really into it, crowd's into it, you're just tight, and you're playing really good. There was a few times like that. Awesome. I'd say my drum moment was playing the San Bernardino County Fairgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Battle of the Bands.
Oh. What was your band name again?
The Annoyed.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good name, actually.
Yeah. There were some really good bands there. We played in front of about 4,000 people. We got second.
Wow.
Who beat you?
This heavy metal band. Big hair.
I figured you'd have their name emblazoned.
No, I don't remember who it was.
The Anointed.
Because in those days, I wasn't so... We were more about meeting chicks anyway.
Right.
But we did punk rock, but we did more metal because we didn't like just shirtless guys at our show. We liked girls. So if you do just straight hardcore punk rock, you just have a bunch of shirtless guys smashing into each other. That's not fun.
Right. Yeah. So you had to sing the love ballad. It's like, we're going to let the drummer sing this one.
Well, yeah, I couldn't
everybody.
Sing. You know I can't sing. We didn't do power ballads. We called ourselves punk rock, but we tried to, I'm not going to call it a pop song, but we tried to do songs that people could dance to and listen to. It wasn't any of that stuff.
Is any of your stuff even out there anywhere in the world?
Like, I'm sure it probably is.
Is there a recorded something of you anywhere?
I mean, we're talking 80s, so
it's not on Spotify.
On a cassette. I had a cassette for the longest time of us, and I don't know what I did with it. It still might be in a box at my ex's somewhere.
Wow. You could.
I've looked for it. I couldn't find it.
Digitize it and upload it to Spotify. Why not?
I probably could. I'd have to find it.
I would love.
Shape. It was in like a clear cassette.
Wouldn't that be awesome if all of a sudden he had like 130,000 likes?
Yeah. All of a sudden it's just like the theme song to the Archie's Riverdale Part 2 or something.
No, let's not get carried away.
Yeah.
Speaking of Part 2.
Yeah.
You've got to know this, Bill.
I don't know if I do.
Tell me you've heard that The Mandalorian is coming out in the big screen.
Okay. I just, maybe an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, I just saw that as a little headline. Star Wars movie.
Yep.
Right? Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yep.
Grogu
are coming to the big screen.
Okay. And directed by Jon Favreau. Yeah.
What's interesting about this is that we don't know where it fits in the timeline of The Mandalorian, though.
They don't care. They just want money.
We don't know if it's going to be after if it's after this current season that's coming out or not.
They just want money.
I'm a little disappointed. I'm not even going to lie.
Do you think it's going to be good, or is it
probably
gonna be more
not
like Jar Jar Binks?
Well, if it's anything like the TV shows, then no, it's not going to be good. But if they turn it to, because the TV shows are good as a series and they're fun. But if you really think about the Mandalorian TV shows, they're 45-minute little adventures that you would see like a Star Trek adventure. And it's cool for what it is. It's a cool little thing for TV, and it's tiny little bit of the Star Wars universe, and you get to see a little bit of it. And it's kind of fun.
Cash grab.
Now the movie, it's a big cash grab. I don't even know, is Pedro Pascal going to be in it? I didn't see his name.
He better be.
I didn't even know they were making a movie. So this is new to me. Have you seen the Rebel One or Rebel Moon or whatever that is yet?
So that movie was supposed to be the Zack Snyder Star Wars version of the movie. So it didn't get picked up, or they canceled it, and so he made it his own. And it's a part 2 thing. Now, because of that, I have a large interest in watching that. And it has that guy, what's his name? Charlie, whatever his name is, from the...
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Well, it's the dude from...
Charlie Brown?
Chaplin.
No. Forget it. This is bad podcasting just on my part. Anyway, point is that they
Charlize Theron?
have good actors and that I like.
Charlie Chan?
No, it's not Charlie.
All the reviews I read this morning said it's terrible. And it was all like the nerdy people going, I wanted to like this, but I was reading it on Reddit and they were saying the plot is terrible. The thing gets long. The costumes are confusing. They're like mixing different genres, like the 40s with Futurama and all. Everybody was just trashing it, saying it's bad.
It's okay. To be honest with you, I'm going to be very fair. I'm not going to compare. It's like watching the second season of Star Trek: The Next Generation when they were figuring something out.
Okay.
Where the first season was like, okay, it's brand new. I get it. Second season, they're figuring stuff out. It's good enough with cinematography and the acting's fine. But you have this one protagonist character who just hates the world, but she doesn't know why she hates the world. And she's got to figure it out. And the storyline could be really good if you hang in there, kind of like Breaking Bad.
Okay.
But...
Breaking Bad's amazing the whole way through.
This review is all over.
No, because literally it's Breaking Bad. Okay, I don't want to go into
Then they go to Cheers, and then they're on the Love Boat.
Yeah, and then they do know people like Cheers, like Norm. It's like you're supposed to know somebody, but you don't in this. Anyway, Rebel Moon has all these things that could be great if they tie them and tighten up the story.
Right.
I don't know, but before we lose the other 2 listeners that listen to us, what are you into, Bill?
Well... Okay, you know that I am a huge football fan, right?
Yeah, we know that.
You guys know that. And there is nothing that gives me more pleasure than this week, which is Black Monday. The whole week could just be the Black Week because all the coaches get fired, and then it gets so much fun. You know, you start thinking, what coach is going to get rehired?
Well, we know the first one who got fired, the Atlanta coach.
Yeah.
You're just hoping you get Harbaugh.
Oh, I do. I really hope that my Raiders get Jim Harbaugh.
Is there any kind of sense of the next coach that's going to be fired?
Oh, well, Bill Belichick is the one that's on the hot seat.
But is he fired, or are they just going to let him go?
We don't know. My guess is that Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, has been like, well, he's been with me here so far, and he's going to talk me into some changes. And
probably what's going to happen is they've been together so long that Kraft... You know, he has respect for Belichick. He's not going to say, you're fired.
Right.
Behind the scenes, I'm sure they're talking, saying, if you want to go, Bill, you can.
Yeah, now's a good time to go, and we'll give you a gold
on
watch.
Your own terms. We're not going to fire you. If you want to bolt, go. If you're going to stay, we probably need to talk about some changes that need to happen.
Agreed. And I think he's right. I think you're 100% right, James, because he has options, I believe. Things have been said like, hey, why don't you go down and take care of the Chargers instead of the Patriots?
Right.
So there's little rumors out there. So Bill could leave on his own.
And Kraft, you love him or hate him, the Patriots over the last 15, 20 years, they're a pretty decent organization, right?
Yeah.
As an organization goes. Have they made mistakes? Yes. So an organization like that will do something similar. The Steelers might be even in the same boat.
Right.
They might do the same with Tomlin. There's a lot of heat on him right now. The Steelers are not going to fire him. They probably have closed-door meetings saying, if you're unhappy and you'd like to go somewhere else, now's the time.
Right.
If you want to go, we support you. You've done great for us. Go ahead.
And that's what happened with Mike Vrabel, that he wasn't happy, and they said, you know, they fired him, but,
yeah,
you know, they basically let him go. He didn't want to be there.
Yeah, they could have done that a little bit better than just canning him, I thought.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to all the different firings?
I'm looking forward to it.
And how long does it normally take? Is it just this week?
Well, it'll be the whole, it could, I mean, a lot of them just go this whole week, right? But that some organizations are trying to figure it out, or maybe they're trying to get their ducks in a row, or are they going to fire their GM too, whatever.
They're a little more classy. They wait it out, and then they...
Right, so it could be...
the shitty organizations are like, on Monday we fired you. That's what we do.
Yeah, like one guy at 12:01 got fired, Arthur Smith, right? But the rest of them could be from now until the end of the Super Bowl, because sometimes there's coaches that are in the Super Bowl that they want to interview. So between now and the Super Bowl, end of Super Bowl, it'll be a lot of fun.
Wow, that's really... I think the next coach is going to be fired is named Charlie. What are you into, James?
So I saw today that, robots are everywhere these days, right?
Oh, yeah.
You get the little autonomous ones that'll bring you your groceries, right?
I had that happen at a Denny's.
Going down the street.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now they have one that will bring you your alcohol.
Wait, what? Well, hold on.
Not only they have
Down the street?
They have two different models. So it'll bring you, just like the one is that's locked up that you can't get in, and it'll bring you like a 12-pack of Modelo or whatever you want. But then they have another model that pulls up, and you open it up, and it's got the CO2 and the draft tap and the whole thing. And so they're saying not only will it come to your house, but mainly they're going to use it for events. So
Right.
It'll just
football
sit there.
game, so you could be sitting at the football game and you're like toot 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 on your app, and this thing will come down the stairs,
No way.
pour your beer for you, and there it is right there.
I see a pissed off fan kicking that thing down the stairs.
I see
Why?
amazeballs. You don't have to stand in line to go
No,
get
no,
beer.
I agree.
Boop, 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 boop,
You
boop.
pay extra for it, too.
Whatever. I can't be more than the $18 I'm paying for beer now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to work when people are drunk and pissed off.
Why not?
Because they're just going to kick the robot down the stairs at a game.
What if it's just like on a rail and it just goes down?
I don't know.
That would be interesting.
I
think it should be like in Mexico where the guy comes along with a big flask under his armpit and he just squeezes beer into your mouth every once in a while.
when they have the holster,
They
with the
tilt
tequila bottles
your
in the
head back
holster,
and just start shooting alcohol down your throat when you're at a game.
and blow the whistle.
Exactly. That should happen.
I was just thinking like a little robot like R2D2 going down the road in a really bad neighborhood and everybody trying to open it up and get the bottle of rum out of it.
Well, so I was thinking about that too, but then I was thinking of like Black Mirror, and that thing is going to turn on them and just open up with like a 50 cal.
yeah. Yeah. This is
Or you go to
getting
touch
crazy.
it and it's, electrified.
Yeah. That is some
I
crazy.
can't wait. You're just out in the front yard. You know what sounds good? Fresh draft beer. It rolls up in the front.
Can you see it? I got into a collision with a beer robot today.
You're sitting there with the car all messed up, but you're having beers.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Were you drunk driving, sir? No, I was drunk sitting right here.
That'll be the next thing. You'll have the robot that drives you home.
Of course.
So they'll be together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, you can get drinks from the robot while he's driving you home?
While his companion drives you home.
Oh, that's amazing.
See?
I feel like the beer robots or whatever, that's going to be good. You're at a country club, you're at an event, you're at a wedding, whatever. Those are going to be great. You
Yep.
just can't do it down the street. It's just too much danger involved with alcohol. People will do anything for a drink,
That's why they have it all locked up.
Yeah, but you just tip it over and get a crowbar. You get the alcohol before who's going to come?
I want the first person to invent a robot that looks like Terminator and goes down the street and it just starts like, get out of my way. And just, I would love that. And then gives you beer.
Yeah, the Boston Dynamics, they got some
robots that do crazy stuff.
They got that robot dog that looks pretty damn scary.
Well, they got a human looking one that does flips and does stairs and runs. And you're like, this is not good.
I'm sure the military already has one that you don't want to see.
So some police department bought a couple of those robot dogs and then they had to get rid of them. The neighborhood did not like it. Can you imagine you're walking down your neighborhood and one of those robot dogs comes by? It feels like all of a sudden it's like Nazi Germany or something.
I think we
Feels
need
crazy.
more of them. Going to be a lot less crime. That thing comes down the street. Okay, let's go home.
Right.
They have robot ones right now that patrol parking garages. Not dogs, not the dog ones, but look like kind of the Ewok. I don't know what they are.
They look like Ewoks.
They look like the one that.
Who's going to buy that model?
I don't know. It's an ugly looking robot, but it patrols the parking garage. And
It comes in 10 shapes. Ewok, Wookiee, Nub.
Those will be the robots at Disneyland. And they look all cute, but really, again, they shoot lasers and a 50 cal at you when you're not looking.
They're really security.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. I actually, speaking of robots, have you seen The Creator?
I don't like that.
I want to see that. Is it good? No?
No, it's
Gosh, darn it.
It starts out good, and then it just faded. I had high hopes for it, but it wasn't that good.
not. Wow, what is going on with these?
I know.
Things starting out good and not following
And
through.
at some point you go, is it me? But it's just
It
not.
still comes down to good characters and good story. And I don't care what CGI you have. If you don't have that, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
both things that you guys actually said you were into just reminds me of what I'm into.
No, we haven't asked you.
I know
what
that,
you're
but
into
it's
yet.
coming.
Okay. Well, anyway, we'll talk. Okay, go ahead. Tell us what you're into.
You guys are talking about things that start out really good and then literally get thrown to the side or didn't finish well, right? So coaches,
Yeah,
right?
That's
things
true.
I mean, all these, and so it's really interesting because and AI. I literally saw on YouTube today. There's something with George Carlin came out this year, 2024. George Carlin's dead, guys. He's been dead for a while.
Wait a minute, really?
But they used AI to take his voice and did a whole hour comedy special of George Carlin where the topic is called "Glad That I'm Dead."
No way.
No,
wait. Is this on Netflix
it's
or
on
something?
YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube, and it's him doing a stand-up special on YouTube.
Creepy.
George Carlin, his voice. Glad I'm dead. And it kind of has the same kind of material he would talk about.
Wait, is it just his voice?
It's just his voice. Yeah.
Wow.
But it sounds just like him. And I'm like, what? And I was listening to it and I'm thinking this could have been literally George Carlin.
Now, I wonder if they had an actor try to mimic his phrasing or if they
AI just
typed it out.
Yeah. And then they figures it out. The scammers do that when you call nowadays. All they need is a hello snippet of your voice, and then they'll scam it, and then they'll call your mother or whatever, and it's like, Mom, I'm in jail. Send me money.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was looking that up because I'm always looking up comedians, right? Because just entertain, pass the time. You can listen to some good comedy stuff online. There's a special that Netflix released called Netflix is a Joke. And it was released in 2022. They had a bunch of famous artists out there. Gabriel Iglesias sold out, first time ever, 2 shows at the Dodger Stadium in LA.
At Dodger Stadium?
Completely sold it out. 2 shows.
Really?
Amazing.
Julio Iglesias?
Gabriel Iglesias.
The fluffy guy.
Fluffy guy.
Fluffy.
But it was part of that Netflix is a Joke special that lasts for about 11 days and goes to all these different places with all these famous comedians. And so they took a year off. They're doing it again this year in 2024. And there's a lot of famous people. You have Brett Kreischer, Chris Rock, David Letterman, Kevin Hart, Schlesinger, Barbosa, Sarah Silverman, Sebastian Maniscalco, Matt Rife, Tomlinson, Segura, Noah, Sykes, all these people are doing this. So all these famous comedians are doing this. I wonder, is it going to be really, really good? Because these are top-notch comedians. Or is it just going to be something, it's not as funny as they used to be? I don't know.
Cash grab.
It could be a cash grab, but I mean, it's an 11-day festival in different locations with all these comedians doing it called Netflix is a Joke 2024. So I'm interested because 2022 turned out pretty well. They took a year off, but then it's back now. And I'm wondering if that 11-day fest is going to be really, really good.
So it's all one day.
It takes 11 days. They do it over 11 days.
Okay. And each one of these comedians is featured.
Or they could be together. Right.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. But then they each have their own special with that area.
As part of the Netflix is a Joke special.
So we're not going to see 1 hour show with 11 comedians. We're going to see 11 different shows with 1 hour comedians probably.
Yeah. If it's formulated the same way it was in 2022.
Wow.
So it could be really good or it could not be really good. So that's kind of what I'm into. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
And that kind of reminds me of our topic today, James.
Which is?
Well, tell us, James.
No, you tell us.
It is celebrities whose stars have dimmed.
Oh, well, now I'm not looking forward to it.
Right after this.
Here we go now.
Got an idea for a topic? Who knows? We may reach out and use your suggestion on air. Let us know and visit damnopinion.com.
Okay, so what's really interesting? I just watched the Golden Globes, and you were talking about comedians, Mark, and they actually have a new award for comedians. Like never before has there been a comedian that had its own award. So that's what they've done with the Golden Globes now. They have their own comedian award.
Oh, okay.
Your boy Joe Coy bombed.
Did you watch it?
Oh,
I watched this opening monologue.
Yeah, a lot of people are complaining about him.
He was terrible. Then he threw his writers under the bus.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It was like, it's weird because Joe Coy is funny, but he went up there and he was obviously intimidated,
Yes.
right? And it's like even the actors went up there and were like, this room is really intimidating and stuff like that. But when you're a comedian, you have to go up there and be very confident, and you have to pretend you're confident. And
You have to be Ricky Gervais.
right. And Joe Coy did throw his writers under the bus, and it was a sign of weakness.
Yes.
Right? It was sort of like, hey, the good ones you're laughing at, I wrote these, and the other guys, the ones you're not laughing at, he literally said that, the ones you're not laughing at right now. I got this 10 days ago, this gig, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
And it's like, dude, you just didn't deliver.
Yeah.
Right?
You'll never work that again ever.
Nope.
No. And then of course, people are complaining he made some sort of a reference to boobies and Barbie, and then they just can't let a woman's movie go good or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's a joke. But it's like
There's better jokes.
first year comedian.
Yeah, there's better jokes. Because Barbie was a woman empowering movie. Blah, blah. You could have made a better joke than boobies, right?
Exactly. It was almost like the
you could have
writers
done a better joke. This woman empowering, and behind all that was a man.
You know what-
something along those lines instead of boobies on a plastic
What
toy.
would have played better is if you made fun of Ken not having junk as a doll.
When I heard he was gonna do it, that's just not a good fit. Joe Coy is funny, but he's got his own little niche, and he does the same shtick kinda. The award show is not his shtick.
Well,
He's not talking about funny Filipinos.
No. And that's it's so great because you learn about his culture. And if you are Filipino, you're really laughing along with him. But I watched his movie Easter Sunday, and it was just like a kind of a B movie. Did you watch it?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it.
I mean, it's one of those that you watch on a Saturday afternoon when it's raining in
And
the
you're high.
80s and you're high. But in the 80s, you don't even watch that now. So it's like, okay, was it, I'm glad you got a movie and, but it's like he's just not quite there. It's just.
He was terrible. He bombed. His monologue was terrible. And then the show itself was terrible. Like, I know they do a round stage, but this year they had like their backs to the audience when they were talking, and even the jokes that the presenters were doing, they write for them, were terrible.
There was a couple of them that were good, but most of them were not that great.
The ones that I was watching were all terrible.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't think it was a good.
It's so funny, though, because the writer room with the boobies joke, going back to that, it's like, like you would think, let's avoid all that.
Yeah.
You got to be smart.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I said. There's a much better joke in there, and I'm not even a comedian.
Yeah, right.
There's a much better, deeper, feminist, guy's behind it. Whatever. That's funnier than just going for the plastic boobs.
The other thing is that nobody wants to host anymore, right? So it's like maybe they waited 10 days before to give Joe Coy. So it's not fair to him.
I wonder how many people they asked before Joe Coy.
That's what I mean, right? It's like, we can't get him. And it's like, okay, he's 17th on our list and we'll give him 10 days to do it.
He's 27.
Yeah. Like whatever it is, but nobody wants to do it anymore because if you make a bad joke, all of a sudden you're an asshole, right?
Yeah. Look at him
people
now.
Talk about you for days.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you just mentioned Ricky Gervais. Have you seen his latest comedy show?
It wasn't as good.
Exactly. What about you? Did you see it?
No, I just watched Chappelle's last night, though.
What did you think of that?
It's terrible.
Exactly. And by the way, Ricky Gervais won a Golden Globe for his for the Armageddon, which is terrible.
No, I get it. What's funny is I like Ricky Gervais.
Me too.
As a person, like I could easily go to lunch with him and stuff because he just speaks his mind. And even in interviews, he's funny.
Yep.
When he delivers his statement.
Yeah.
He knows how to deliver. He has good timing. But in this the one was just not entertaining.
Well, I mean, I might have laughed twice. It was almost like, let's go ahead and do all the stuff that I've been doing, but I'll write it in 10 minutes before the show goes on.
Yeah.
Because it seemed lazy. And I'm like, well, let's see what everybody else looked at. And he got those same reviews. Critics are like, this just seems super lazy. And what about Chappelle for you?
Chappelle reminded me of the Chris Rock special that just came out, 6 months ago or whatever?
Yeah.
It was the exact same. It was, I'm a rich guy name dropping. And I'm just kind of talking my story. I'm not really giving you good jokes.
Yep.
I'm just name dropping.
Yeah.
Chris Rock special did the exact same thing. He talked about all the rich people that he knows and all the famous people he knows. Chappelle did the exact same thing.
Until the very end. And then he closed it big.
But there was a long setup for it. But I don't even know if it was big. But you expect sharper, intelligent humor. Yep. He had some good long setups, but it was just like talking to him in a club. I didn't think it was a funny, and that's how I felt about the Chris Rock one. Because I really wanted to see the Chris Rock, and it's like, you are just an old rich guy.
I thought Chris Rock was a great FU to Will Smith. Yeah. I love that. But I never have seen Chris Rock as an A-list comedian.
Oh, yeah. He was another one. He was always sharp, had good jokes. His stand-up, I always thought was really good. But this last one was, like you said, lazy would probably be a good word. And I don't like all the name dropping. I'm backstage with The Rock or whatever. And Chappelle was doing the exact same thing. And it's like, okay, I get it. You're rich and famous. Okay? You don't need to rub it in our face. How about saying when you're at the subway and the guy next to you spits on your shoes or something, right? That's funny.
Well, to me, Chappelle and Ricky are very similar in that they keep talking about the same thing. So with Chappelle, it's transvestites, and with Ricky, it's also transvestites, but woke humor and that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. But it's like now we've seen 3 specials with Chappelle, at least with this theme, and it's like, okay, you covered it, and you've covered it with a lot of deep thinking intelligence. And this last one, you're just riffing. Yeah. You're just riffing. It's not good. You need to find something else. Otherwise, you're going to lose us. Same thing with Ricky. These guys are
I think they're just getting old and bloated.
Well,
that's really what it is.
Is that the case? Because you have people like, I'll just name him, Jim Gaffigan, right? He's the same, but he picks different topics.
Exactly.
And he's still funny.
Yeah. He picks a different food every time he does a show.
Right. He picks a different food. Brian Regan. Very funny initially when he started out. And then Brian Regan, stuff happened personally to him. And when stuff happened personally, you could tell his humor wasn't as right on the edge. And then he came back later and now he's funny again. But I don't know what's going on with these people. And it's hard, I think, to be a comedian and be really trend setting.
I think it's hard to be rich and spoiled and then go out and be edgy.
That's true. Right. You know what?
And they're getting old. I mean, let's be honest. They got kids. They're getting older. They have a different take on life.
What about Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart, I mean, it's when you have the eye of the tiger, you're hungry, literally hungry, and you're working for nothing. And you're like, I got to make it. I got to make it. I got to make it. And you think everything is, hilarious and you're throwing it out there and it's sticking. But then Kevin Hart is still being funny stand-up. His latest stand-up was pretty funny.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Well, I also think it's almost like it's the third album syndrome. You find a band you love, and the first one is like cutting edge, and it's great. You get the second one, and it's pretty good, and there's a couple tracks you like better, and a couple of tracks you don't like as much. And then the third one is like totally predictable, and you're like going, well, what else is out there? Right. And that's kind of where we're at with Ricky. And I hate to say it with Chappelle. I feel like they're on their third album with me.
Yeah. He's going to have to come out strong on the next one or else he's really gone off the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
But then like in his special, he's like, I've been touring with Chris Rock. That's why it's so terrible. Chris Rock rubbed off on you.
Yeah.
But you guys are doing the exact same special.
Well,
God, it's terrible.
And then imagine that you're touring with all your comedy and you don't have time to sit down and write. Right? You're going to party. That's what these guys are doing. They're on tour. They're partying. They're having a good time. They're chilling out. And then all of a sudden their contract comes up. Oh, I got another special I got to write for. Crap.
Well, and they're not writing it. A lot of writers are writing it. And right. So it's not their material.
Or Chappelle's just like, I can go out there and do whatever I want. I'm Chappelle.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's just like the third album syndrome. When you're on tour and you're playing your hits, and then you go back to writing again, you go back to the same formulas that you went to because you've been playing this you're influencing yourself now, because it's not like all of the influences that you ever listened to is all coming in on the first album. But now the first album, you're playing it every day. So the third album sounds like the first album. There are
very few superstars, and the third album probably applies for most people.
Yeah.
But there are like Chicago, the Eagles, Michael Jackson, Madonna.
I love that Chicago is the first one that
I'm just saying, you have groups.
Well, what do they have? 28 albums?
Yeah, but the third album, it doesn't really pertain. I mean, there's groups that are superstars or individual artists that are superstars. Like Madonna was constantly recreating herself, and every album was almost a hit. So you're like, okay, you recreated, you went with the trend, you figured it out and did it. And there's some comedians who do the same thing, but not everybody. That's the problem.
I was disappointed. It was not good.
Both of them were very disappointing.
I'm not even going to watch the Gervais one because I've heard it's terrible.
Chappelle's was better than Ricky.
He'll come back. I have a feeling Ricky will come back, though.
He's too smart. Both of them are too smart. I mean, these are super smart dudes. So I think they will come back. But hopefully they won't sue us like Jimmy Kimmel.
How? Why? What? Because we're giving our opinion?
Yeah.
No.
Did you hear about Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel?
Yes.
They've had a long
So
feud
ridiculous.
for a long time.
Yeah. I think Jimmy Kimmel's a little bitch.
He is a little bitch.
Please don't sue me, Jimmy
You know
Kimmel.
what's funny is
He's been talking smack about Aaron Rodgers forever, and now Aaron Rodgers said something, and now he wants to sue and everything.
I out of all talk show hosts, all of them, I rank him probably near the bottom.
I don't think he's funny.
No, I just rank him near the bottom. Like I would choose other talk show hosts. I'd watch reruns of Montel Williams over at Jimmy Kimmel.
Wow, that's going back.
Montel Williams. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so who are the big guys right now? You got Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon is
Conan's
definitely
always
toward
the
the
best.
top.
Yeah, but
Conan's
Conan's
not on anymore.
I know,
Yeah.
but Conan's always the best.
He
Always
is the
will be.
best. And I don't know why.
Conan was the real man's talk show host.
Yeah, Conan. And for the modern, Conan's always been the best.
Yeah, and I don't know why he's not on the air anymore. I mean,
I don't know if he doesn't not want to be on it. I don't know.
I don't know. He left for a reason. And then what's his name? The how am I drawing a blank on this guy? The guy who used to car karaoke.
yeah, I don't know his name.
He's terrible. Put him at the
No. He was hilarious as a talk show host. Why do you hate him so much?
Corbin.
There you go.
I can't stand that guy.
What's his name?
He's such a. It's James Corbin.
James Corbin.
Why?
He's such a fake lying piece of shit.
Oh my
Look
gosh!
him up.
What? Why?
He is such a douche. Everybody hates.
What do you
him.
mean he's a liar?
That's not
What do you mean?
true.
I
Everybody
remember
liked
looking at him.
him.
No, nobody likes him. Now nobody will talk to him in the business. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Look it up. Trust me.
Okay, you're going to look it up while I tell you how amazing he is.
I can't stand
No,
Corbin.
I mean, I thought he was creative. His show was entertaining. The people he had on with were good.
I feel like if you had a talk show, you would be James Corbin.
Me, probably.
I think
feel
he
like
is James Corbin.
Yeah. So I feel like he's one of those guys.
Corden. It's Corden, not Corbin.
Okay.
Corden.
Corden. Okay.
Well, no wonder you hate James Corbin.
yeah, James Corbin. That's the guy
That's horrible. What do you think of James Corden? I don't know. I thought his car karaoke was pretty. I thought he was a pretty good singer.
he might be one of those guys where his act just gets old.
I can see that, but it was good when it came out. It was fresh.
But something about Jimmy Fallon where I just like the guy.
Because he feels like the guy next door. Just a general, nice, real guy. I don't know if he is, or if it's just an act. He seems like a good guy. I love when he does his lip sync contests. That's fun.
Yeah.
I love his new one when he has people sing the lines that are missing from songs and they get sprayed with slime.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
I love the guess the secret thing behind the box. Have you seen that one?
Oh, no.
Where they pick it, they open it up, and they have to explain it, and it's, I think you're lying or I think you're telling the truth. And it's great. That's a great game.
You know, with the karaoke one, remember when that one chick did the Colors of the Wind? Did you ever see that one?
Was that when everything starts flying at her?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hilarious. God, that's the best.
So I just looked at it. It's like, why does everyone hate him? And it's not his appearance on Hot Ones. I have no idea what that is. That made everyone hate him.
Stop. You don't know what Hot Ones is?
No.
What? Yes, you do.
How do you not know Hot Ones?
What is Hot
Seriously.
It's when they eat
hot wings.
Oh,
and
is that what the show called?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
Oh
have
my
seen that.
gosh,
Sorry, I didn't know that was the show.
That is like the cult following that everyone knows.
His appearance on Hot Ones only brought out the litany of stories and examples of how James Corden has been an insufferable twat for basically the moment he became famous. He is mean, he is callous, he snubs those he views as less than him, he is an egocentric narcissist, and it's basically impossible to find examples of him being a kind human being to anyone in any point in the last
You've got to be kidding.
Wait a minute. Was he an asshole on Hot Ones?
I guess so.
now I wanna watch it.
We got to watch
To
that.
add, his dick-headedness was well known before his Hot Ones video was released, which should have been enough for First We Feast to veto his appearance. Then there was a new scandal on top of that just before the video was released, so people were even more pissed at them bringing him on as a guest.
Why?
I'm looking.
James Corden actually, it seems like
seems
went
fun.
Seems like he went on the top of his game when he left the show too. He's like, I need to spend time with family and friends, and I love this thing. I love what I do, but I'm done, guys. I need to move on.
Huh.
I remember because my wife loves TMZ and everything, and everyone was just trashing him what a douche he is.
Wow.
And
I
I
know, that was happening
personally
to
never
Ellen.
liked him. He's too.
But I never heard about James Corden. I heard about Ellen getting trashed.
Didn't he scream at his wife once when he was caring for his newborn child on an airplane?
Really?
Even though he got unbanned, a restaurateur in New York City banned him from his restaurant because he behaved so atrociously and was so nasty to wait staff.
Really? Because his pudding was cold? It's figgy pudding warm, not cold.
That's the thing. You know, you got to treat the wait staff right.
That is true. That's the one thing you don't want to look bad because that gets out and then you're...
This says, it's pretty well known nowadays. Search for his AMA.
American Music Awards?
From a couple years ago. It's a train wreck of the highest degree. Also, there was a Jimmy Kimmel interview where Corden couldn't simply name 2 of his cameramen. It's pretty bad.
What?
It would have been funny if he named 2 of Jimmy Kimmel's cameramen. That
What
would have
is
been funny.
AMA? Here's a link to.
American Music Awards. That's the AMA.
Oh, it's Ask Me Anything.
Oh, ask me anything. But can you even name the guys in your podcast, James? I mean, seriously.
Who's in your house?
Can
here?
you-
I don't really know anybody in this house.
Exactly. Think about it, though.
But I'm not James Corbin pretending to be just the
Funnest,
he's
nicest
with
guy.
everybody and doing Carrie. I hate people. Mm-hmm. And I know pretty much everybody's name. 5 reasons why people hate James Corbin.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do this. 5 reasons.
James Corbin is like a persistent rash for many people. He gets under their skin and then refuses to go away. His early reputation in America was as a lovable Brit, but over time, his brand has become increasingly tarnished, thanks to a number of well-publicized incidents which have led many people to perceive Corden as arrogant and lacking in moral integrity, artistic judgment, and talent.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
The 5 reasons James Corden is so disliked. 1, clashes with other celebrities. 2, terrible movies and shows. 3, bad taste humor. 4, the fake persona. And 5, you can't escape him.
I think girlfriends have used all 5 of those. on
1,
me.
clashes with celebrities. For someone who wishes to protect an amiable image, James Corden has had more than his fair share of feuds and fights with other celebrities over the years. In many cases, he's not emerged from the conflicts looking good, and many people have ended up siding against Corden. Bill Maher, Ricky Gervais, Ricky Whittle, Artie Lang, everybody hates Artie Lang.
Yeah.
Liam Gallagher, Pierce Brosnan, Asia Argentino, and Rose McGowan are just some of the celebrities who've clashed with Corden. The Patrick Stewart incident.
Well, Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart thinks Patrick Stewart's pretty awesome.
Perhaps the
he
most
does.
egregious fallout involving Corden happened at the Glamour Woman of the Year award show in 2010, when Patrick Stewart expressed frustration with Corden over the way he was presenting the show. Stewart criticized Corden for being disrespectful to award winners. Corden was clearly agitated. Don't you talk to Patrick Stewart that way.
I know. It's
true.
However, his attempt at witty comebacks were awkward, and rather than being funny, came across as unnecessarily snide and childish to many viewers.
Well, that just made Patrick look better. He's a professional.
He's a professional.
He's like one of these actors.
Oh yeah, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, Corden is not doing Shakespeare.
See, I think Patrick Stewart entertained for the audience.
I think Cats really killed him too.
Oh yeah.
Was he in Cats?
Yes.
You're
Yes, he
kidding
was.
me.
No, he was the big.
terrible.
He was the big cat.
He was the big guy.
You've obviously seen it.
I've seen.
Of course you have.
I would never watch that.
I've seen. You know who else was in Cats? Taylor Swift.
No, she wasn't.
Did you see Cats?
I did not.
Then why are you telling me no?
Okay, she's in it? She's not.
Look it up.
Okay, I don't even care.
It's on your. It's in your
It's
hand.
like
Look it up.
cats, freaking cats.
Nobody
This is
liked
dumb.
that. Nobody liked
This-
that. Okay, so now I got to ask you. Who's more of a douche, The Rock or James?
It's
Corden?
The Rock, dude.
You still think
Come
The Rock?
on.
Did you not see the article I sent? He lied about eating an In-N-Out burger because he's all about his image.
Tell me about this. He said he's never eaten
He's
it In-N-Out.
never eaten In-N-Out, even though there's other posts of him going to In-N-Out and eating. But he said, I've never eaten In-N-Out. It's the first time I've eaten there. Because he's so about his image.
I can see if you're going to say that about Walmart, but why is In-N-Out?
I sent it to
In-N-Out
you.
is
You
great.
didn't even read it.
Okay, hold on.
You didn't. You were
was
too
too busy.
busy rearranging the helmets on the credenza out front.
So let me get this straight. So he says he's never eaten it out, but he actually has a number
Yes.
of times.
Yes.
Has he actually? And of course, this is me. You should know I'd be asking these questions. Has he actually eaten at In-N-Out, or did he just get a drink?
I don't know.
That's my point. Is because if he hasn't eaten In-N-Out,
I think you're getting in the
I'm
weeds
just
there.
saying, if he stops by In-N-Out to say hi to people and does his rock hello, and then he gets
Millions
a drink,
of people like myself are saying bullshit, and his
maybe he hasn't
fake
had
persona.
an actual burger at In-N-Out.
It's all about his persona. I wouldn't be surprised that he's got 10 pounds of marijuana at home and he's just not telling.
Wow, you would be so happy if that was the case.
Well, has he ever said, I don't do marijuana? There's no way.
It's all about his persona, though.
So I think that
okay,
should...
but again, you're just throwing stuff out there. I mean, you're not giving me a tangible thing about why The Rock is a horrible person. Tell me why The Rock is a horrible person.
Because he's all about his persona and he does everything to protect it.
What's
Well,
wrong
that's
with
his
that?
brand.
It's okay to have your brand, but he's a little crazy about it the way he does it.
Okay, tell me what's wrong. Tell me something he did that's wrong. If you tell me In-N-Out and that's it, I can't hold that.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I just don't like
but
The
you
Rock.
can't even tell me.
I just don't like The Rock.
his personality.
I don't like The Rock.
See, I don't like Bruce Springsteen because I don't like his tone when he sings, and his music doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't mean that Bruce Springsteen isn't a great artist. I admit he's a great artist.
I'm not
He's a great
admitting The
songwriter.
Rock is a great artist.
I'm just saying The Rock is an entertaining genius.
The Rock is The Rock in every movie he's in. He's The
an
Rock.
entertaining genius.
He's The Rock. What movie is he not The Rock? He's The Rock in every movie.
Rampage.
He's still The Rock in Rampage.
Okay, San Andreas.
The Tooth Fairy. I have no idea.
What about the Jungle Cruise?
He's still The Rock.
He is the
I have
Rock
not
in
seen
every
The
movie.
Jungle Cruise, actually.
I haven't either.
It's all right.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be great if there was a new trend where people just started throwing In-N-Out burgers at The Rock?
Oh, I will start it.
That would be a great thing.
I will start
Okay, now let me ask you this. You hate The Rock, la 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 la.
You know, it's funny. It's actually the cheapest burger to throw at him. It really is.
What?
It's the best burger, but if you try and get a Carl's Jr. burger and a In-N-Out burger, the In-N-Out burger is cheaper. It's cheaper to buy In-N-Out than it is Carl's Jr.
You're kidding.
Oh, no.
I told you I went to Carl's Jr.
Do I kid about fast food?
No, you do not.
It was around Christmas time, and I had seen the commercial on TV for like their pretzel baconator. It's like a
Oh, yeah.
bacon hamburger on a pretzel bun.
Isn't that Wendy's?
It's Wendy's.
Oh, okay.
So I saw it and I was like, oh, and I was doing some Christmas shopping. I drove by and I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Wendy's and get it. That looks good. I pulled in. It was $18 for their combo meal.
It
was $17.95.
I just had a client tell me that that's what a Big Mac meal is like now.
They've raised the prices. What I can tell you is that the Carl's Jr. burger looks the closest to the advertisement on television than any other fast food restaurant. When you get a Carl's Jr. burger, it looks like the Carl's Jr. burger. When you go to Burger King, good luck finding anything between the buns.
Yeah, I don't go to Burger King.
I'm just saying, most places have raised their prices and their food does not look appealing.
Yeah, and from what I hear, they're starting to lay off people because they have to go to $20 an hour.
Yeah.
In California, fast food, they have to pay them $20 an hour starting in April. They're starting to let people go, so you know you're going to be sitting in that drive-thru longer and paying more money
they're
for
going to move.
it.
They're going to
How
move.
about closing a couple that you have within a mile of each other? How about that?
Yeah,
They're going to move to robotics.
sure
They
are.
already have ones that do most of the activity behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They'll have like one or two live people there just watching stuff.
It's $20.
You know what the great thing about robots is that they don't have saliva and they can't spit in your burger, and you can be mean to them if you want to.
Yeah, but if a couple...
Till you pull up to the window and they laser you.
He's so freaky.
See, that's the whole thing. What if you act like an ass like James Corden and you treat the robot wait staff badly. Is that a bad character?
Depends on how they're programmed.
Yeah, it depends on the AI. They might
Yeah.
be like, it's fine, sir. You can totally spit on me.
Right. I mean,
I'm here to serve.
it's like, but you still become a bad person because you did the act.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Welcome
a
to
robot.
America.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Welcome to America. People are rude and
So going back to The Rock real quick, if you, let's just say we were on the podcast awards and The Rock was the host, would you shake his hand, take a picture with him?
Of course he would. Yes, he would.
I probably would.
Just because he's
because you two would be like, don't make a scene. We're on the podcast awards.
Yeah.
But once
Because
the
of
camera's
us.
off, I'd be like, you're a douche.
Really? Would you be that way? Would you feel that way about him?
I'm pretty strong.
I feel like you'd be starstruck. You'd be like,
I would.
oh my God,
Not
it's
with
The Rock.
Not with the Rock.
I would love to see James. I'd be like, I'll give you $100 if you tell him he's a dick. And I would love to see him go up and tell The Rock, you're a dick, just to see. And I want a video of it when that happens.
I would.
It's worth the $100.
I'll bet
Be
you
like, oh, do you have a new movie come out where you're playing The Rock?
God.
I would be starstruck when I see Jim Halpert from The Office.
Gosh.
Oh, not Steve Carell? Just Jim
Well, of
Halpert.
course, Steve Carell, but
Okay.
anybody from The Office.
Who that is like a low ball celebrity would you be like totally geeked up to see?
That nobody really knows except for like it's a low
Well, I
ball.
mean, even if people know him, but yeah, it's like, you know,
Oh, boy.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I know what mine is.
Phoebe Cates?
No, it would be, you know, the guy who was in American Werewolf from London?
That guy hasn't been on.
David Nonnington, I think.
Yeah,
is
he
his
hasn't
name.
been on anything in ages.
He was in the Dr. Pepper commercials.
Yes.
I would be like, it's David
Oh,
Nonnington.
it's the Dr. Pepper commercial.
Yes, the Dr. Pepper guy. Let's have a Dr. Pepper together guy. Let's do this.
Wow.
Right? I would be really stoked to see him. He's cool.
I don't know. I'd have to think about that one.
Yeah, that's a low class celebrity, right? I mean, not that he's low class, but as far as
That's a D-lister.
D-lister, right? Probably, right?
Yeah.
I feel like he's C
I
minus.
got a D-lister. I got somebody who was A plus and is now easily a D minus.
He was A plus.
Oh yeah.
Now D minus.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who?
And I'd be happy to see him. I'm not going to be thrilled. I might be jumping up and down, but I would love if like I ran across Tom Green in the supermarket.
Oh, why not?
I mean, because he was an A-lister. He was like, everybody needs to see Tom Green. He's hilarious, right? And then all of a sudden now you're like, hey man, you really buying that kumquat? Here, let me get a picture with you.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't even recognize Tom Green.
I know he
It's
looks
today.
different now. I know.
Probably all bearded up, and you're like, do you got some wood to chop or something? What's going on?
And 120 pounds heavier.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of D-lister celebrities. I'd have to think about
He was married to Drew Carey. Drew Carey. No, not Drew Carey. Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, they were married
Who
briefly,
is married
right?
to Drew Carey? Yeah, very briefly.
Briefly.
Who is married to Drew Carey, by the way? Now that I said Drew Carey.
Gosh, that's one of those things. You want to know who's banging Drew Carey?
I mean, he is literally the Price is Right host.
Okay.
He also hosted...
Whose Line, which I love.
yeah.
Love Whose Line. Is
yeah, that's a great show.
Drew Carey's wife, let's see here, is Nicole Jarakes. She looks,
Greek?
I don't know. This is what she looks like. She's,
Nobody can see it on the podcast.
yeah, she's right
pretty.
up my alley.
Yeah,
Right.
she is.
Hello!
Yeah.
When James says that for the listeners, that's a good thing.
Oh, a former Playboy model.
Oh, is she
Ah,
really?
well, Drew.
Miss March.
Man, I think that, you know, if I'm a celebrity and then I meet a former Playboy model, that's a person who's looking for stardom people. I don't think I want like some farmer's daughter that doesn't even know who I am if I'm a celebrity.
Well, there is farmersonly.com.
That's true. Farmers. Oh, I wonder if Drew Carey has ever gotten on there.
He might have.
I guarantee you The Rock hasn't.
I would love to be single and all three of us be single and get on Farmers Only just to see how that is.
I think James and I would do better than you.
Oh, of course. Because you have overalls and I do not. That's why.
Bill would totally do fine. He'd be crafting.
Yeah. I'm going to weave a
plan.
blanket with your leg hair, lady.
Yeah, he'd be crafting his plan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You guys are nuts.
All right. So obviously this whole podcast is about stars that we think have dimmed. And we are going to come back with our big, bold, and bald opinion right after this.
It's time for the big, the bold, and the bald to give their opinion on today's topic. damnopinion.com.
All right, welcome back to Damn Opinion. It is time for our big, bold, and bald opinion. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe as we listen to Mr. Mark Montgomery give us his huge opinion.
The big.
All right, so I really haven't gotten this out of my mind since you said it, but I couldn't figure out the Charlie you're talking about. So I realized the biggest star that's dimmed is Charlie. Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Sheen was riding the wave at the top of his career,
It's true.
and he took a dive in his tiger blood.
Yeah. And his tiger blood. What are you talking about?
He has tiger blood, man. That's what he would say all the time. I got tiger blood.
Oh, okay.
Winning.
I'm
All
winning.
right.
Drugs are a great.
And
Yeah.
and I'm telling you, it's sad when somebody like is that funny, and he wasn't a comedian, he was an actor, but he was funny as like an actor, and just
Very
to-
likable.
Just to see them dive and go down.
He was also serious too. Platoon.
Oh yeah, he was very good. But
Yeah.
it's just sad to see something like that you really enjoy fall on the ground and kind of fade.
Yeah. That's,
Charlie Sheen is my biggest dimming star.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And now, of course, Mr. James Smith, punk rocker extraordinaire, with his bold opinion.
Bold.
Charlie Sheen has nothing on who I'm going to say.
Okay.
The biggest dim of all time is Sinbad.
Oh,
Sinbad
Why?
the comedian.
Sinbad was everywhere in the 90s.
that's true.
Everywhere. He was on television specials. He was on every sitcom known to man. Where is Sinbad these days?
Where is he back in the bottle?
I don't know.
I guess so.
If you don't know who Sinbad is, you might have to look
He's
him up.
actually, I always loved him. He was
funny.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Invisible.
Yeah, where is Sinbad
People
now?
like Lindsay Lohan and stuff, you still see. When was the last time you saw Sinbad?
I haven't.
Man, that is a good one.
Faded.
And you know what? I want to go watch Sinbad now. Some old Sinbad stuff. He was really great. I'm sure he's doing like Indian casinos somewhere. Right? I'm sure. Seriously, I'm sure
He's
he
probably
is.
on Dancing with the Stars, and I just don't know it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or he's got a good reality show and we just don't, you can't keep track anymore. Of course, now it's time for my bald opinion.
The bald.
All right, this person's star hasn't totally dimmed. I mean, some might say it's even brighter than bright right now, but you're starting to see it fade. And it's Jimmy Kimmel. This guy, we know that he went from being on the Man Show and wearing blackface to hosting, one of these late night shows. And it's okay if you want to change and you want to be, grow up and do all those things. I'm not saying that he can't do that, but he has really morphed into everything that I hate about Hollywood. He's just embraced it. And to me, he is that icky Hollywood person who thinks he's better than everybody else.
Agreed.
I can't stand him. I think that he thinks he's the greatest. And for some reason, Hollywood and the media have embraced him despite all of his weirdness that he's done over the years.
Because
So
he's so vanilla.
Yeah.
That's really it.
he's, this thing with Aaron Rodgers, I don't even care about it, but he thinks he's so great that he needs to cry about it. And it's like, get over yourself, Jimmy. You're a comedian on a bad show.
And
bet
don't ever diss the NFL.
I
when
bet
Bill's
you he
around.
hosts the
That's
Golden
right.
Globes next year.
Oh, he's too good for that. It's going to be Sinbad.
Yes.
All right. See you guys next week.
Tune in for our next podcast when you'll hear the big, the bold, and the bald give their opinions on everything entertainment. damnopinion.com.